giving advice as we live the American dream. Love and entrepreneurship, falling in love and working as a team. Love and entrepreneurship, giving advice as we live the American dream. Love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship. Love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship, entrepreneurship. Yeah.
What's up, peoples? We are back for another episode of Love and Entrepreneurship. I'm Chris Woods.
And I'm Ty Woods.
What's up? We want to thank you all for jumping on board with us as we are back for another season. Back like we never left, right?
We did leave.
But
we did leave.
Yeah, we back like we never left, though. All right, so last week on Love and Entrepreneurship, we talked about 4 ways to prepare for success. It was supposed to be in business and in relationship, but time got away from us because we love what we do, and we only talked about the 4 points for business. Ty, you want to recap what those were?
Not really.
Not really. That's the beauty of working with your spouse. All right, so
I want to.
Yeah. So okay.
The answer was like, not really. I don't want to.
Okay, but the people need it. All right, so I'll start off. I'll go. One of the elements was having a strategic plan or strategic planning, right? You remember that? I mean, I know it was like a lot happened since. Yeah.
Okay, so what is a strategic plan?
So it's making sure you develop a clear business strategy, outlines objectives, your target market, competitive advantages, having a regular review and adapting to the plans so that you stay on course.
Yeah, what he said.
So
I'm going to give you the short version. If you fail to plan, you will plan to fail.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you need to have a plan.
Right, because you
make this thing. How you gonna really make this thing work? Because then, if you are a extra super procrastinator, then the plan is not just it for you; it's the execution.
Yeah.
So not just plan, but execute the plan.
Yeah. And sometimes people procrastinate because they do not have the plan in front of them, right? They don't necessarily have everything that they need in order to step out or to do what they need to do. All right, so the second thing, or one of the 4, they're not in any particular order, is to build strong professional network. So building relationships is very, very key.
I think a lot of people miss that point. I was just talking to Iverson a few minutes ago.
Who is Iverson?
Oh, that's my oldest baby. And
who's not a baby
who's
22,
anymore. Who think he knows it all. And I was trying to explain to him that starting a business, like, I'm going to become a trainer. Great. Okay, so you got a plan for this? Because clients don't just come out of the woodwork. They don't just like pop up out of the ground. Like, you can't just sow your seeds and
okay, that's for another show. Don't get me started about seed.
Anyway, the long story short.
Short story long. Go ahead.
Don't just pop up out of the blue. The majority of the clients that I have on the grant writing side comes by referral. Why? because once you do a great job with somebody, they're gonna tell somebody else.
Girl, you
And
doing a good job.
I
You
would
doing a
rather
good job.
I would rather do business with a referral. Like I would rather you refer me to somebody because number one, please don't refer me somebody who like not serious about what they're doing. And so people who know me, if they refer somebody, then they know that okay, they ready for Ty because you better be ready for me.
Right, you gotta
I'm
have
gonna
things
tell
in
you
place,
the truth,
right?
the truth, the TRUF,
Yeah, the tooth,
the truth,
the whole tooth, and
and
nothing but the
the
tooth.
truth.
Yeah, it's like Mike Tyson version. Hold, put your mic down, son, so I could continue to see your beautiful, lovely face. Not that far. There we go. There we go. All right. So number 3, again, not in any particular order, is to continue your knowledge base in your industry, right? Always stay learning, right? I mean, even us at the level that we are, this past weekend, we went to a business conference so that we can make sure that we are honing ourselves and growing, right? Because
and the thing is, the conference wasn't like super
like mind blowing, right?
Like, we knew like half of the information, but there was
some of the information is in our course, right?
Yeah, some of the information is in our accelerator. Make sure you check out our accelerator. That's another plug, but you'll get that information a little bit later. But most of the information was actually new to us. And then once we got in the room and started networking and people start finding out about what we do, then they want to be a part of what we're doing over here in Atlanta. So that's another thing. When you go to those conferences and you get to meet people, you get to also get some new business there.
Yeah.
So don't just go learning, also network.
Yeah.
Don't just go putting your head down. Get the information. And
so you're doing 2 things at the same time, right? You're getting knowledge and you're building network.
I think people miss that's kind of tied to number 2,
right?
But people really miss that whole networking piece. Networking at conferences, especially industry related conferences, can be a game changer for some businesses.
Right. Because I mean, think about it. You're there really for the same reason, right? That's the reason why they're there. So hopefully you have people who are like-minded or shifting their mind towards whatever industry or pursuit that you're in. And so number 4 is your financial management.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't just be paying for stuff and buying stuff.
Yeah. You got to establish
budget,
sound
financial principles.
Look out there now. He was reading the notes. That's right.
Well, I mean, that's what it is.
It just really is.
It is what it is. And then they have something called generally accepted accounting principles, or GAAP for short.
Right. So
that you use in business when you start. Do you think that we started using QuickBooks just now? We was using QuickBooks when we had only one account.
Yeah.
When we had only one location, it was just we were only making maybe 40,000 or 30,000 in that year. We still was using QuickBooks back then.
Yeah.
Now we got QuickBooks Pro.
I mean, it was like slow books at that time, but right.
It wasn't quick.
It was slow books, but
slow books. But what is QuickBooks? Is an accounting software that we use. There are other accounting softwares out there that people use, like Sage and
whoa. They're not paying us.
They're not paying us. QuickBooks not paying us either.
Yeah, QuickBooks not paying us.
You should be using or a good old fashioned Excel spreadsheet.
Paper
so is not gonna work because you need to have a way to like adjust things very quickly. And you can start with just an Excel spreadsheet,
right? Because you want to manage your budget. You want to manage your cash flow, which is really, really important.
Yep, it sure is.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about our trending topic for this week.
All
right. So we can take a quick break, and we'll be right back with some more Love and Entrepreneurship.
entrepreneurship, love and 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 entrepreneurship, entrepreneurship. Yeah.
All right, so here is our trending topic for today. All right. When I want you to answer the question truthfully. All right. When should you expect someone to invest in your business? When should you expect someone to invest in your business? Is it A, at the beginning? Is it C, when you start making money? Or is it never? Right? When should you expect people to invest in your business or your business idea? Right? Sometimes you have just an idea. Is it A, in the beginning? Is it B, once they see you make it, right? Quote unquote, make it or start making money? Or C, never? When should you expect it?
Well, I come from the philosophy of I believe it when I see it. When you have a whole bunch of people around you who are procrastinators, then I tend to lean on the side of caution when you say you have this bright idea. So what I would need to see is that you are working towards it at least, and then I'll invest in your. And if I'm led to invest, I'll invest in your business. But I'm not going to invest before that. I'm sorry, that ain't gonna happen.
So you said, I need to see it. Come on, it's B for you. Like, hey, I need to see you start making some money. I need to see you, quote unquote, make it. Right? There's some productivity.
Even if they made $100, what I'm saying is you're moving. You're moving.
We're moving.
You can't just be like, I got this idea, and it's a great idea.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, come back 6 months later, and I'm like, okay, what have you done? Well, I can't leave my job just yet, so but I'll come back to it. Okay, come back to me, and this is one of my greatest pet peeves. Ty, I got this idea. Okay, come back to me when you start the idea. You have already solidified your LLC. You've already done some preliminary work. Then you come to me when you have done some work in this business. Because otherwise, you just wasting my time. I'm sorry. My time is worth.
My time
what
is
that guy say? What that guy say? I made I don't know how much he said he made last year, but it was like I think 400 million or something. He was like, my time is worth $896 per second. I was like, oh,
no, per minute.
Per minute. Yeah, per minute. So you do the math on that. $896 per minute. So every minute that you trying to pitch your business to me,
I'll say unless you,
I just hear dollars going out the door.
I would say unless you in Silicon Valley, right, where
you're already there,
they expect you to invest in their idea, right? I would say it depends on definitely depends on the person. Getting a little sleepy there. I think it definitely depends on the person and determining their track record, right? So if they have already, accomplished maybe a soda business, something like that, I think you'll be more kind of jumping in like in the beginning. It's like, here's my idea.
This happens in Silicon Valley a lot.
Yeah.
Where they do sell ideas, and the majority of those ideas never actually.
It never happens, right?
So they are glorified fundraisers and professional fundraisers, and people are just investing in
high-end salespeople, right? Hey, I got this idea,
and they sold you that idea, and you put your money in there, and boom.
Yeah. So I think really it definitely depends on the person. But here's my caveat to everything. I will also lean on the C, right? Don't start your business and expect people to immediately start investing in your business.
You said see? You said never.
Never.
Never?
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Don't expect people to invest in your business and you haven't put in the work
You don't
to
believe
produce.
in me.
That's what people say. You don't believe in
You don't
me.
believe in me.
You don't believe in me. I think you have to believe in yourself, right? Sometimes what people do is they pitch these ideas because they want other people to validate their idea that it's a success, right? So work it out yourself. Prove it yourself. You should be your number one investor. You spend the most time with it. You should be doing the most work on it. Um, Everybody loves the Shark Tank, right?
Yep.
And the people who normally get the investments are people who have invested in themselves first. The people who say, "Oh, I don't have no revenue yet. Is this an idea?" Or how much sales you got?
Zero.
Well, zero. What? You want me to invest
I
in
was
this?
squashed. What's stopping me from just going
And
starting a
squashing
business?
you, right?
I could just take $300,000 and start the business myself. I could just squash you right now, Mr. Wonderful.
Mhm. In the words of the great philosopher LL Cool J, squash you like a jelly bean. Cool J.
What? You know today's his
Cool.
birthday.
Only you would know that.
So today
it's Dr.
January-
Martin Luther King Day.
No, today
It's not LL.
January-
It's not LL's birthday. So my wife's always had a huge crush on
Today is January 15th,
Mr. Milk Dud.
2024,
You know,
and LL Cool J turned 58 years old today.
I would.
Can you believe that?
I can believe it.
Can you believe it? He was born in 1968.
Oh my
So
goodness.
how old does that make you? He was born in 1968.
Old. Right?
54.
Okay, 54. That's not that
54.
old.
54.
That's not that old.
So I'm thinking he about 6 years from 60. When does he stop becoming my high school crush?
I don't know, because sometimes you still know their birthday. What's my birthday? See?
Happy birthday, LL.
It's Dr. Martin Luther King Day, right?
Today's
Shout
Dr. Martin Luther
out
King's
to
birthday.
Dr. Martin Luther King, who has broken barriers
Shout
for
out
our.
to, he ain't hearing your shout out.
Oh yes.
Shout out to the King Center and Dr. Bernice King.
Yes, Dr.
who is
Bernice
holding
King,
down
who's still
her
doing
father's
great
legacy
things.
here in
Great
Atlanta,
things.
Georgia. And I can tell you one thing. One of the things that her father did that is still resonates.
All the children are really holding down the legacy. They have different assignments.
They all have different assignments.
Yep.
I just think that when their father died at he was only 39 years old when he was assassinated.
Yeah. So that also tells us as entrepreneurs, as individuals, that we need to get to work, right?
Yeah,
because you really don't know.
In 39 years.
Yeah, you really don't know
His
how
legacy
long you
still
have.
live on.
Yeah, you don't know how long you have.
You don't know how long. And so, yes, that's why I keep talking to
Procrastination.
procrastinators. Who am I talking to? Somebody is watching this show today is a serious procrastinator because I keep pulling on you, keep pulling on me. I keep pulling on you. And even if you're watching this in the future, I'm talking to you, procrastinator. What if Dr. Martin Luther King would have procrastinated? We wouldn't be in business today because in Atlanta, which is where he was from, and which is where he was doing all his work, we didn't have access like we do today. So shout out to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a trend.
Of course, you just told me I can't shout him out, but
shout out to what he did for.
That's right. See, now you on the same
country,
page.
for the black people in this country.
On the same page.
Yeah. I get it.
See. All right. So,
we got an interesting topic today.
We do. It's the part 2.
Part 2?
Yeah, we're on part 2 because we didn't finish from last week.
Okay.
All right. So you're talking about 4 ways to prepare for success, whether it's in marriage or relationships. 'Cause these things, these principles also apply.
You know what I just found out today? Like it just dawned on me. Success is when you stick to something even when you don't feel like it.
Ooh, that's good.
So I would say that we successful in marriage because sometimes I don't be feeling like being up in this bad boy. But I I'll be honest. But I do now I'm okay with you today. But I do believe that success, when you say 4 ways to success in a relationship,
Mhm.
I think when you define what success is, I think just sticking in there.
Which goes to my first point, effective communication, right? Establishing
Perfect.
open and honest communication with
So
your
what does that
partner.
look like? Because I think that we come from a tribe of very toxic communication styles.
What's an example of something that's toxic? What would toxic be?
Sarcasm. I'm working on that still, even today.
Sarcasm. That's a good one.
Toxic communication, yelling. Of course, everybody like the yelling and fussing, cussing that's like classic toxic. But there's some subtle toxic things that we do in communication styles that is what we call a love buster.
Yeah.
What is some of those things? Well, what's something that I can tell you? What's something that I've done that is communicate
Angry outbursts.
angry outbursts like ah
Yeah.
like that. Oh man, yeah. I mean, I'm not perfect. I've done that in the past. Well, maybe yesterday, but I'm working on that aspect of my communication style. I would say for you, holding stuff in when you actually feeling some type of way.
Yeah.
And that is also a form of toxic communication styles because you saying, I'm okay, but
Yep.
you're actually really not okay. And you're not telling me that you're not okay. And so then, you know, people will communicate non-verbally
Yeah.
and you wonder,
Nonverbal communication is still communication, right?
yeah,
Oh, I'm not talking to you. I think, and this was one thing that even just recently we had a conversation about is creating a safe space.
the
We,
brown table talk.
yeah,
We got a brown
which
table right here.
right.
Right
So,
here.
which is supposed to happen for us is marking it down like on Thursdays. It needs to be a quiet time, no distractions, right? And sometimes you have to do it outside of your home or outside
Yeah.
the place that's familiar with you,
Yeah.
and then you set up ground rules on this is the
A
way,
safe space.
right? It's a safe space. I'm coming from and a place of love and reminding that person that you're talking to, we're on the same team. Because I think a lot
So
of
what
times,
you trying to say, Chris? What you trying to say, Chris? That I've been on another team this whole time?
well, sometimes
Sometimes I'm on another team.
yeah, I mean, sometimes that I think in relationships we forget because remember it's two people coming together to become one, right? Even if it's not in a marriage, even if it's a business or a relationship, you got to come together and agree. And so you got to remind that person, hey, I'm coming from a place of love, and we're on the same team, and we have the same goal.
Right. But if you offended, then whatever you say, I won't believe it because I'm thinking that it's just another form of manipulation. So there's some things that you have to work out within yourself if you already have a toxic what they call trauma bonds from your past,
Oh,
from
you
your
getting deep? Yep.
from childhood.
Hmm.
And because if you come from a childhood where people said I love you, but then they turned around and cursed you out and gave you all kinds of of bad communication, and then someone you love, you married to, says, "Well, I'm coming from a place of love," and then they say
That's because
something, you're gonna be like,
I think it's so important because you have to redefine what love is, right? And
yeah,
if you
and you
don't
gotta
have
do
a
a lot of work
standard,
within yourself. A
yeah,
lot of people get married with those trauma bonds still attached to them, and I just pray that if you are doing a fast during this first, there was still in first 15 days of the year. If you are doing a fast, I do hope that you are um, praying for a release of any bond, any unhealthy bond that you have that is destroying communication and romantic love. I think that's the most important part of about this. You have to look within yourself because sometimes we just blame the other person.
yeah,
And it's always
and
your
and
fault.
it goes back to not setting and knowing what I guess those communication guidelines are, right?
Well, you have to be constantly communicating.
Yep, you have to be constantly communicating and working to not live in offense.
Man, how many times did I say that this week?
Yeah, no, that was good.
I
That was good.
literally, I literally woke up in the morning and told Chris, the first thing I told him was make sure you do not allow this week, because I think it was the beginning of last week, and make sure you do not allow yourself to get offended this week. And as soon as I told him that, I get some crazy text message that would have normally gotten me offended. And I was like, hold up. How in the world? I'm telling Chris that, but yet the text came to me. But why is it that you can't be offended? Why is it so important to not live your life in offense?
Well, first, anytime we get something, it's for ourselves first, then we share it with other people. But it's so important that you don't get offended or live in offense because number one, you miss out on things that are prepared for you, blessings and things like that. You miss out on it because because you're living in offense, that offense will travel to other people, right? You might be easily snapping at somebody else who
Like I
has
wasn't
nothing
even
to do.
having a bad day. But after talking to you, now I'm having a bad day.
Right.
I wasn't having a bad day first. And then so I have to watch my mind to make sure that I don't go over into offense so that my prayers don't get hindered, so that I don't have to worry about, diseases festering up in me because I have to live free.
Yeah. Which leads to number two, sharing values and goals,
Uh,
right? Having the same values and goals.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. If you marry somebody without the same values and goals, you already behind the eight ball.
Yeah, it's not gonna last.
Dang.
I'm sorry.
Maybe they can work on it.
If they work on it, yeah, but you're
But
not going in the same direction.
and sometimes what happens is you did have the same values and goals when you first got married.
Hmm.
Then you got older and your goals is over here. Your values start shifting over here, and their values start shifting over here. And instead of you moving in succinctly
In sync,
in
yeah,
sync with each other and constantly communicating, it still boils down to communication,
it
really.
really
It's
does.
like, okay, what you believe in this week? Because I need to know what you believe in this week.
And that's the funny part is that's the importance of having, you know, weekly meetings and
Mhm.
constant conversations so that you grow together because it is a what's your values this week? What's
You
your
got
goals this week, right?
you gotta know when things change. Like it was something. What
Something you
was it?
eat.
It was something I eat now
Yeah.
because I was like, I don't. It's like I don't eat that no more.
I'm like, since when?
It's been 2 years. So It was something. I don't know what it was. Like he's like, yeah, we go get that. I was like, I don't eat that no more. When you stop eating that? Well, if you pay attention.
Or your favorite color, right? That's just on a minuscule side.
Yeah, my favorite color changed, but
What is it now?
brown
Oh, see, I still kind of saying.
and black,
He said tan.
tan
Yeah.
and black. I mean,
It switched
tan,
though. It switched though.
tan and brown.
But overall, in a relationship, you have to revisit what are those values, what are the goals you're setting for the relationship, so that you are going down the same path, and revisiting those things constantly, right? You know, you can't have a New Year's resolution. Oh, we just going to do it at the top of the year. No, you got to go back. You got to go back constantly and redefine it, right? I mean, I don't know anybody that would take a long distance trip, and not continuously check the GPS,
Oh, that was good.
right?
That was good.
Because in the GPS, you're defining the goal, right? I'm going to this location, right?
Okay. Yes.
You plugging it in. It's going to give you the destination, and it's going to constantly give you check marks.
So my goal this year is what?
You're asking me your personal goal. Well, number one is to reach your weight loss goals.
Okay, you've been listening. You've been listening.
Right.
Okay, what else?
A second one is to work on developing, which I guess I'm trying not to go into the next part, which is I'll read the next part and I continue. Is to cultivate emotional intelligence.
Cultivate emotional intelligence. It's such a big word, but
So that's number
we're
3.
gonna break down. We're gonna break down what that means.
Cultivate emotional intelligence. That's number 3.
Which means what?
It means to recognize what are some triggers for you. What are some things that causes you to react rather than respond to things? Is to manage your emotions with your partner, right?
Right.
And then helping or putting yourself in a situation where you can resolve conflicts and build a deeper relationship, right?
So I ain't even gonna lie. I started seeking therapy when I started seeing a recurring theme of my response time. My responses were not um in line with my spiritual journey. And so what I had to do was dig deep and find out where these, where's it coming from? So there's nothing wrong with therapy. I think what people do is they put therapy in this box for like crazy people. But what I'm doing is just hashing out and getting to the root of where we get these types of outbursts from, and then working on practical ways
Yeah.
of responding.
So therapy is not a bad word.
It's like saying bleep, 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 bleep. You going to bleep, bleep, bleep. What? No. It's not a bad word. So cultivating emotional intelligence don't necessarily have to always be about therapy, but it can also be about developing your own, how you develop and manage your own emotions so that you do not, because some people on the flip side, they shut down.
Yeah.
So you might not have somebody that like go off on you. You might have somebody that just be like, I ain't about to say nothing. I'm about to shut down. And that's just as toxic.
Yeah.
So once I have identified where your triggers are, then you can work on those triggers and manage your responses. That's the most important thing about emotional intelligence. And then finding the outlets.
Right. Because you still have if there's a trigger, you have to recognize number one what that trigger is, but then having, like she said, an outlet to replace those things that's going to generate positive,
Responses.
right?
Right. So I might start bursting out a song like if I could start bursting out a song, and you just be like, who's you singing? Whitney Houston. I can't do it. I can't do it right now. My throat's still kind of scratchy, but I resort to that's messed up. That's messed up. Okay. But last but not least, so y'all get it. Emotional intelligence, making sure that you are being responsive to that and to your triggers.
Responsive and not reactive, right? Somebody do something and you ready to pop off or ready to get at them, and going back to the root and finding out what's causing it. And she talked about it earlier, maybe it's a trauma bond or something like that that's triggering it, but you never addressed it or never even thought about maybe there's some root that I have not really pulled up, right? Things just been growing together, the good and the bad, and you just never took time to actually prune your garden and take out those weeds.
Because the weeds and the tares look the same.
They're gonna grow. Yeah, exactly.
They go grow together.
I was trying not to go there, but
we are who we are, Chris.
Yeah.
We are who we are. Don't try to change me.
Don't try
to change me, Chris.
All right, here's number 4. Invest time and effort into the relationship. Invest time and effort.
What happens when people have kids?
The time get taken up. You got to share that time now. My daughter
is a time thief. She is a time thief and a bed thief.
She definitely still in the bed.
She's been still in my bed for the past 20 months.
Somebody sleeping in my bed. Baby. Shout out to Drew Hill.
Shout out. My time thieves over here have to realize that mommy and daddy needs to be together
sleeping in my
after
bed.
They leave for college.
Sleeping in my bed, messing up my head.
Why? Moving on on our time. Our time thieves.
Yeah.
And then you have to also make a conscious effort. This is why Saturdays is our date night.
Right. You gotta here's the thing. There's no magic, and it's like you have to plan it, right?
The kids are going to be grown soon.
Think about it though.
You still gotta be together.
Correct. Think about it. When you first started dating, when you first started dating, you say, "Hey, you want to go out to such and such? We're gonna go on Tuesday, right?" You have to put that time in, and you planned it, right? Hey, pick me up at such and such, right? But I think when we get married, or in a relationship, I think what we do is we forget that because we see that person all the time, and we just assume, hey, I ain't gotta plan it, And
you got to go back to the way it used to be. I know you got a song for that.
I will skip it though.
He looking at him. I can see the gloss in his eyes.
So if you know me, I'm a lover of music.
We're both lover of music.
I'm gonna have a song for everything. Now I'm always single.
This is how our relationship is, guys. We literally have a song
for every So I have to hold back. In my head, I'm probably singing a song.
Now that I have a 1-year-old, I got baby songs too. Because I was sure thinking about working out one back. You said you gotta work it out. It was in my head, and all I heard was work it out one back.
But you held it.
You got toddlers, y'all know.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And she loves that song. She'll
play it over and over and over again.
Right. But the success of your relationship, success in your marriage requires you putting in the time and the effort. And the effort,
That's totally
it
different.
really is, because you put in the time, but you don't really want to be there, right?
So it looks
You-
like you're
on your
all
phone.
the time.
Mhm.
You
You thinking about business.
You watching the game.
You're right. You know.
Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. Not last week, about 2 weeks ago, we went on our date night, right? Which is on Saturday.
You want to tell me?
Yes, I'm not telling you.
Okay.
I'm not telling you. What happened was
What had happened was, okay.
we left our date night. He came to watch the Lions play. Now, granted, they won.
Come on, shout out to the Lions. You know what I said? Shout out to the Lions with it on yesterday. You know what I said?
And he left my date and came home to watch the game.
I did.
And literally, like, the game was on to like at least 10, 11 o'clock. And I was like, where?
So
I'm about to go to sleep.
Right. So let me add some context
and
to
then
it.
had the nerve to try to come upstairs and like, okay, now that that's over, let's finish our date. Boy, I'm about to go to sleep.
Put on a Drew Hill, you know what I'm saying?
Turn over, and I went straight to sleep because I was really using nonverbal communication, but I was really upset and turning over and giving him the cold shoulder. It was my way
only for a moment. You know what I'm saying?
Was my way of communicating that.
But that wasn't effective, right?
That wasn't effective.
Yes.
That wasn't effective because I should have just said, hey, I really didn't like the fact that you, and actually I did.
Yeah.
I did.
About 30, 40 minutes.
He apologized and that he was going to work on it. And then yesterday,
wait. Let me add context to this before we move on. Context.
Oh
yeah, it is. Yes, too.
Nobody need no context.
So, okay, it's the Lions playing. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody need no context.
Yeah. But what I did was I planned to go on the date with her, and I told her ahead of time. I said, I did. So it was the game with the Lions and Dallas, and I told Iverson I was going to watch the game with him because it was Dallas, which is his team. I don't know how, and the Lions. So that was a great time for us because it don't come every once in a while.
It was our time. Those time thieves upstairs.
Kids do steal your time.
Taking all of our time.
Kids do steal your time.
So our time.
Yes.
So there is no excuse.
Yes.
Right. They agree with
ladies.
They agree with me.
Fellas, where my fellas at? You get what I'm saying. But you have to over communicate, right? And in that situation, I don't believe I over communicated with the plans, and I apologize. And we still ended in a good night. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm saying.
Whatever.
It did.
Good night. What?
But you have to put the effort in. Right?
Okay.
Time and effort are two different things.
Now, we had our times not stolen, but we did some business conferences this weekend, and one thing that he did that really, because Saturday, like I said, Saturday's our date nights, so the conference was on Saturday, and the conference ended at 5:00. So we were like, man, our Saturday is pretty much gone.
And what did I do? Come on.
I have broken a nail, and I said, okay, I'm gonna drop you off, and I'm gonna go to the nail shop because I don't like walking around with like a missing nail. So we was passing by. He said, you know what? I'm going to go with you.
No, we didn't even get there yet.
Well, we didn't get. He said, I'm going to go with you. I was like, huh?
Now I do not like.
He said he don't like the smell.
No.
He don't like being in there. And basically, I've been going for years. And I mean,
it's just not male friendly. You know what I'm saying?
Double digit years by myself.
Yeah.
To the nail shop.
But what did I do?
That generally is like my serenity time.
Mm-hmm. But what did I do?
He went with me.
Yes.
And got his feet.
Yeah, I'm saying
pedicure and manicure.
Yeah,
pedicure.
yeah. See, I'll show you my toes too, but you ain't ready for it.
See, it wasn't even that bad smelling up in there.
No, this actually was a pretty.
This is a new
Ain't-
shop. So
yeah.
anyway,
So it ain't
long
ain't
story
built up
short,
yet.
he took the effort, he took
Mhm.
some time, and he put in the effort to make me happy that day. And it was out off the cuff because we weren't planning on going on a date since we knew we were going to be at the conference all day, so we weren't planning on going on a date, but we ended up making it a date night, and I was so happy about that, guys.
She was smiling from ear to ear.
I was so happy. Like at first I was like, wait a minute, he about to take my spa time. Then I was like, wait a minute, he don't normally come. Wait, I got somebody I can talk to. It was so fun.
See,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Oh,
I did that.
you did. All right. So in recap,
Hmm.
we got 4 ways that you could be successful in
Right.
relationships.
So number 4, and again, these are not in any particular order. Invest your time and effort into the relationship. Number 2, cultivate emotional intelligence.
See your therapist. Okay. Number 3.
I don't know what you just said. Number 3, share values and goals with your partner
On a regular basis.
on a regular basis.
'Cause they
Not
will
once a
change.
year,
They will change.
not every 6 months.
It will change
And it changes mostly. Yeah.
on the woman's side.
You said it. I didn't say
And
it.
number 4.
Effective communication.
Effective communication.
Effective communication,
Drop all the
which
toxic
means
communication out.
which means setting out time away from your normal environment,
Yep.
away from the kids, away from what you're used to, and set up these boundaries and remind that person we're on the same team, coming from a place of love, and create rules, right? And one of the things that we love to implement is you can't say anything negative without also highlighting the positive, right? It's not, it shouldn't be a laundry list of all the dirt that got to be cleaned up.
You should always have 2 positives for 1 negative.
Yeah.
That's how we do it when we come to the table. If you're gonna bring a negative, you better bring 2 positives.
Right. For example, Ty, I loved it when you highlighted and talked about how well we work together at the business conference. I love the fact that you did that.
Okay, I was just
Right.
talking.
But that actually reminds that person, oh, they actually like when I do this. Maybe I should do more of this.
Okay, maybe I should do more of this. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We actually have a great opportunity for you guys to get in where you fit in. If you have a business,
Yep.
we have a great way for you to connect with us through our monthly business accelerator. We will be hosting the next one on January 26th and 27th. If you have a business and you know that you are just destined to be great, but you need a little bit of help, join us at the accelerator where we could help you turn your dreams into reality. We'll help you get redirected and focused, help you set up with your setup, your operations, and your relationships.
Yes.
And then I'm going to throw in some funding principles, funding strategies, and some pitching principles. Because guess what? I got 11 funding streams that I can share with these entrepreneurs. And I am so positive that one of these funding streams will be the well for your business.
Yeah. And I guarantee you, your investment in yourself, you'll walk away and you'll make way more than that.
Yeah. Yeah. So make sure you follow us on social media at individually. I am wait, what's my social media
You
handle?
don't know your social media?
I know my social media handle is Ty Woods Get Grants. Ty Woods Get Grants on Instagram and TikTok. And I am Ty Woods on Facebook. Ty Woods, the entrepreneur on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. And you can follow me on Instagram.
And TikTok, right? Is that Alpha Knox?
Yeah, you can
Are
follow.
you on there? We on there, y'all, but we trying to be on there a little bit more. So Alpha Knox, Ty Woods get grants.
Ty
And
Woods
then,
get
of course,
grants. Alpha
Love and
Knox at
Entrepreneurship.
everything.
Love and Entrepreneurship. Love
Yes.
Entrepreneurship is on Facebook, on TikTok. I mean, on Instagram.
We're not on
And
TikTok yet.
Not yet.
gonna be-
But we're gonna have the clips up there soon. And lovingentrepreneurship.com. So we want to connect with you. We want to help your business grow, and we want to make sure that you don't lose your relationship while doing it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We wish you.
I put the link for the accelerator in the comments, wherever you're watching, wherever you're following us. But definitely connect with us. As always, I'm Chris Woods.
We out of time. I'm Ty Woods.
And thank you for watching Love
Love
and
and
Entrepreneurship.
Falling in love and working as a team. Love and entrepreneurship, giving advice as we live the American dream. Love and entrepreneurship, falling in love and working as a team. Love and entrepreneurship, giving advice as we live the American dream. Love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship. Love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship, love and entrepreneurship.